Fine hustles.
Good morning. It
Good
is
morning.
Friday, November 15th, and we are halfway through this month already. It's like it feels like Halloween was last weekend. It's the Q4 busyness. Ooh, I love your cup. I love my attitude problem, and mine is my kitty cat. Look, I've got some snarky mugs this morning.
It is. And mine is from the cartoon character, the grandma, the old lady, Adeline? Oh, she's on the bottom. Shoebox.
Oh, the cranky old lady,
Yeah.
Hallmark cards. Good morning, Nate. I see you there in the chat. Your name came out of my mouth yesterday when I was talking to my husband. I don't know if your ears were ringing. I was talking to Nate and his wife Elizabeth the other day, and we were talking about, I don't even remember. They were asking me about this receipt software, the HubDoc that I
Mm.
use that was part of my Zero. Like, how do I scan these receipts and then not have to have to, well, I do save them, but they thought I didn't save them, so I still save them. But I used a software called HubDoc. I think you can purchase HubDoc if you don't use the Zero bookkeeping system, which I use. It comes free with the Zero, but there are different softwares, if you will, that do what HubDoc does. And we found one once with Google. I think Google, and I never got to finish my conversation with them, but you can take photos of your receipts, of your invoices. You can upload your email receipts into HubDoc and other softwares like it. What I love about that is when Amazon wants these invoices or proof of purchase, or you just can't remember what you paid for something, I can just go into HubDoc, type the name of the store, the supplier, and it recognizes what's on these images. And so you usually know about what time frame. Oh, in September or this sometime this summer, you can go through and just type in the word Target, and it will pull up all of your Target invoices, receipts, emails, just all of it. And it organizes it already by date. So you can just click the images and find what you're looking for. You can then just download those receipts, annotate them, whatever it is that you wanted the receipt for. I find it a lot quicker system than digging through my files like a little little raccoon trying to find these receipts. I keep a file folder. My desk drawer has one of those pull-out drawers with the hanging file folders. In the past, I have bought those boxes that are like a little briefcase with the expanded file folders for each year. And I keep mine separated by month. So when I get a receipt, I scan my receipt, photograph my receipt for the HubDoc software, and then I put it in that month's slot. So if you are not interested in having a system like mine where you have it digitally, your receipts digitally put somewhere, I like the idea of separating them by month. But anyway, back to you, Nate. If your ears are ringing, I was talking to Kevin while we were outsourcing at Ross yesterday. I said, "Oh my God, I never called Nate and Elizabeth back." We were on the phone. It was cut off because my husband had superhuman strength. He was on cortisone. And as you know, he had an ankle replacement, back surgery, and is always suffering. So he was on these cortisone pills. Nothing hurt, nothing. So he decided, in this room, that big gym equipment I had over here, he took that upstairs. It was one of those universal, like where you can do your arms like this and the weights are attached.
Mhm.
My husband, who normally walks with a limp, got this thing from the downstairs to the upstairs that day. And he was in the middle of trying to get it upstairs when I was talking to Nate and Elizabeth. I'm like, I gotta go. Like, what are you doing?
That is something. And is he going to feel it the next day? How long is this shot?
No, this was, I don't remember what day I was talking to them. I feel like that was Tuesday. He's already been off the pills, so he's back to his normal hurting and limping. We were hoping these cortisone pills would have had a long lasting effect after they were done with. They did not. And which is so interesting to me, his ankle never swollen. He didn't suffer the consequences once he was done with the cycle of these cortisone pills. But while he was on them, he felt great. The reason the doctor gave them to him is he ended up with this really gnarly like lump on his foot, where he had hurt it, and the lump had been there for 2 months and didn't go away. That is gone now. And the finger that he snapped the tendon in, he was in a rolly chair on our office. We have like this wood floor, and when he slid on it to grab a box, the chair toppled over. And of course, the hand he caught himself and landed on was the hand that had already had the snapped tendon. So it just reflared that finger right back up. My husband, he's just a walking nightmare. Like he'll trip over his own feet.
Okay. And
Yeah.
with that, let's start our show.
This is our show about my world and my receipt scanning. That's what we're here for.
So I had two things that I wanted to just bring up today because they were heavily in the news. The first is everybody watching the fight tonight? It is, I mean, I don't really care about boxing, but it is on everybody's mind, and everybody's been talking about the big fight tonight. I don't think it's going to really direct anything reselling wise, but we'll see. This is when, if you're doing merch by Amazon t-shirts or something, this is a good time to kind of have those designs ready to go, because whatever could happen, it might be a t-shirt opportunity. And then the other thing that was in the news was the Wicked misprint on the boxes. Did you see that on the doll boxes?
Did. Heather shared with me the image of the Barbie, the Wicked Barbie doll. So apparently the website on the back of Mattel's Barbie box for the Wicked Barbie dolls, the website, when you type in that website, it leads you to a porn site. So they had to pull these Barbies from the shelves. So people are talking in the reseller world, if you actually are lucky enough to find said doll still on the shelf, it might have resale value to it. And yeah, so I don't know how in the world that happened, because the website.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can I say the website?
It was just wicked.com.
It was just www.wicked.com. Now, I did not Google it and pull it up to verify that, but I'm sure it's true.
I don't think we can do that. I don't think we want to do that live.
No, we will not do. But what made them think that was the website? And what is the correct website?
I don't know. I didn't get that far into it. I don't care. I'm not going to go to either website. I don't. At least not with y'all on the line here. So if you were lucky enough to catch it, this is the time to sell it on eBay. When I was growing up, we got the misprint Little Mermaid VHS. And at some point, it got up to be worth $75. It's not worth anything now. So now I have like a paperweight, right? So don't be like the Beanie Baby dolls and stuff. Just sell that when it's at the height, man.
And what's sad is like the Wicked Barbie dolls, that's so cool, you know? And so it's like, and so where are they going to go? Are they going to go back to Mattel and get repackaged? This is like Mattel having to do like we do if we've mislabeled our Amazon inventory, and Amazon won't relabel it, and we have to pull it all out and relabel it and send it back in. It's going to cost them some money.
Looks like you can usually get $60-$70 for it.
And I think people want the doll anyway, regardless of the stupid misprint on the back.
Yeah, I don't know what they go for in the store. What are they, like $20-$30?
I don't know.
Well, if you had ended up buying that doll for whatever reason, I would flip it and go buy the correct one if you're wanting the doll.
Yeah.
Let the collectible people have their collectibles. Yeah, I had a cousin growing up, and she had all the Barbies, the holiday edition. She had like a wall of collectible Barbies. It's not worth anything.
Some of them are. Some of them have very high resale value, and some don't. Of course, at the time they come out, you don't know if it's going to or not going to. There's been Barbies I looked at that are collectibles that I thought, oh, this would be worth something, and they're not. And then there are others that are worth big money.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. My whole thing is if you are storing and managing and taking care of those items for the sole purpose that maybe they're going to be worth more in 20, 30 years, that's a long time. Like, say you spent $30 on it and you're going to wait 20 years to what, maybe double your $30 into 60. Inflation's going to do that naturally, right? For 20 years. It's not worth the hassle of maintaining all that stuff. Go ahead and sell it and move on.
That the first Barbie doll always goes for a lot of money.
Yeah. And I don't know, if you're into collectibles, that's one thing. But like, my husband sat on, I swear, 20 pounds of baseball cards that were worth nothing. And we hauled these stupid things everywhere. And finally, I had him sell it for like $20 to somebody that was going to do something. I said, it's worth enough in Firestarter. Like, let's just put them together.
Look, if I found these Barbies, I personally would be grabbing them. Yes.
What year are those? Those are all old.
This is a Millennium Barbie. This one is from the year 2000.
Okay, so the year 2000, you'd have to hold on to these guys for over 25 years, right?
Yeah, but if people already have them.
Yeah, if they already have them, it's certainly worth checking.
At a yard sale.
I'm saying I wouldn't buy today with the
buy it to hold it, yeah. Unless it was a Wicked Barbie.
No, I'd sell the Wicked Barbie now, Tina. Sell now. Sell now. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things that can happen too. It's like one bad, what do you call it, rat getting into the attic, or a moisture problem, or a house fire, or
right.
There's so many things that could go wrong. What was it? There was this YouTube, or not YouTube, but like a TikTok video, and this gal thought she'd surprise her boyfriend and went and took all his Funko Pops out and then added hooks and hung them on the Christmas tree for him. And they were all collectible Funko Pops. She super glued, hot glued the hook on the top of their heads. And he's like, "Oh my God, you did that to my whole collection." "Yeah, I thought you'd like it to display." They were all sealed. All right. So our topic today was making money. Making money. We're always making money. Somehow.
We are.
Somehow you gotta make money.
My thoughts on this were Amazon is volatile lately. We all know it. And when it started, it was when we had been deactivated. And that was for violating bundling policy. Last year, it was for the generic, or was that the year before? And so we've always had these little wave of deactivations. Yet this year, things felt different. There was these listing and bundle policy violations. In addition to that, Amazon was making more and more fees be implemented. They were making listings being a little bit harder to get done. Definitely the UPC requirements. It wasn't as easy to get G10 exemptions. Things that used to be easy to fix weren't. Like, there's been these little subtle things changing and happening. And then wham, they changed their bundling policy and then sent out mass emails to everybody that they didn't deactivate, letting all of you know that Amazon is now going to give you these 30-day warning messages for ASINs that are currently in your catalog that now they consider a violation to Amazon's policies. And you're going to have 30 days to sell them, get rid of them, and not list on them anymore. And some of you have been getting these emails. And I know this for a fact because I've seen it in the Facebook posts, and I've had people share these emails with me. And all of us are feeling nervous these days with Amazon. Well, what can I list? People have been telling stories of, I listed this, I kept it in my merchant fulfilled for several days before I sent it in. Everything on the listing is correct. It's a single unit. It's not a multi-pack. It's not a bundle. The UPC on the package matches the listing on Amazon. The brand name on the packaging matches the brand name on Amazon. I send it into Amazon, and then I get an email the day that I ship it out that says this listing violates Amazon's policy. And I've seen people getting messages like this. And so it makes you feel like Amazon is volatile. And what is safe, even safe, doesn't seem safe. And so with this, you need to have other pans in the fire for making income, whether you're currently going to do them or just have them there ready to go should you need to add them in. If making money on Amazon gets a little more challenging with Amazon removing things that have been making you money.
So I wanted to kind of go over two parts. Let's get into the making money, but I wanted to go in, if you're going to go source for Amazon, how do you know if it's safe or not? So I'm going to share my screen. We'll go over a couple of things on what kind of to check for. So I just typed in Christmas candy to see what was going on here. We've got the Grinch candy, always a favorite of mine. Sorry, I didn't clear. I have a lot of tabs open. If you are looking at this listing in the store, let's say you're out shopping, you want to make sure that it's under the brand name. If this says generic, that's going to be a red flag. You're not going to be able to sell it, right? You want to make sure that it is got good pictures, good title, brand name there. The fact that this is bought and sold by Amazon is another good flag that the listing is good. Maybe not that it actually makes money, but it's a good listing. Let's go down and see if we can, oh, there we go. See if we can find more of a bundly type. That's good. Ooh, these Brock's candy canes, they are at 6 right now, but sometimes they are good. I am not seeing the candy bundles that you normally would see at the top page here.
There are definitely listings coming down, while there are still a lot of listings that are up that violate Amazon's new policies.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that was a bundle, but it's a multi-pack. But these guys right here that are lint, you got the 5-pack. This is a thing altogether that kind of looks like a Costco deal right there. In the store, they're all sold separately as little line items. You know, all the snowmen together, each one would be separate. Okay, we've got, this is from the Dollar Tree, so this is a good one. You can also find them at Fred Meyer's. You want to make sure that the ounces line up, and then we've got a good name right there. Now, I don't know if this would be profitable at 12-pack for 14, so probably not profitable. Let's see if I can find one more. Here we go. This, somebody put a 2-pack together, and we've got Primrose Candy Company.
However, that is a bundle. That does not
is a bundle.
Manufacture like that.
This is a bundle you can do, though, because if you do bundles now, it has to be under the brand name. So this is a bundle done correctly. I would say the pictures need to be better.
What about the UPC code?
I don't care about the UPC code.
Okay.
It's a bundle done right. Each of those items, when you go through the new bundle policy, each of those items has its own barcode and has a listing on Amazon. The bundle is all of that brand, and it's under that brand name. So it is not violating. And that's what you're looking for. I can't find a violator here, which is good, I guess, except for these guys. We won't pick on them today. Pick on them maybe tomorrow. Let's see here. Slime Sour Roller Liquor. What is this? Holiday Roll It Store. This is probably not done right. This looks like a not a good one, because I don't think it's called Holiday Roll It. I could be wrong. I've never seen this candy before. So I would kind of stay away from that, because if I was at the store, I'd look on the back and see who this is actually by, and then see if it's under the correct brand. And if it's not under the correct brand, you'd want to stay away from it. Casey, good question. Let's see here. I thought it had to be a bundle created by the manufacturers. No, it does not have to be created by the manufacturers. You can still create bundles. It has to, they want you to have a letter of authorization from the manufacturer or distributor. So if I had those candies and I had a letter of authorization, then I would feel safe making those bundles. If I'm just jumping on other people's candy for a seasonal, I'm going to buy, I'm going to sell, I'll be out of it within 30 days, delete it from my inventory. I want to make sure that the listing is done correctly because you're not making the listing. If I'm going to make the listing, then yes, I would want to have permission from whoever gives those permissions, whether it's the brand or the distributor.
Casey says, my kids love those licking candies. Look, all kids love candy, and all kids, even grown-up kids.
This is probably I'll see if I can poke around. We can move on to other things, but I'll continue to. I'm curious if I can find a violator.
Are you the Amazon police? Now I'm the Amazon police.
I just, I do weird stuff for fun.
Yeah. So for some of you, there are some interesting side hustles. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about today too, is, excuse me, other side hustles. If you find your Amazon income may possibly go down, if a lot of listings you were on are being pulled from Amazon, there are certainly those uncertainties looming. And I'm a big advocate of having backup plans and, jumping into things. It's what I do. Call it my survival skills. I don't know. But this is a website.
Have a backup plan.
This is a website one of my clients uses. It's called neighbor.com. And it is for those of you who have big properties that can allow people to park or store on your property. And this gentleman I was dealing with has a lot of land and he rents out his space. There are people that don't use their RVs year round, but they don't have a place to really park it. So you can actually rent parking out on your land or property. And so I thought that was pretty cool. So you could offer to store people's items like in your garage, store their vehicles, trailers, campers, boats, whatever it is, up to you. It has expanded so much for this particular gentleman that this is actually his primary source of income. So I thought this was an interesting site. I was really blown away. He was somebody I was helping with Amazon. He's trying to do Amazon as his side hustle to that business, which he discovered during COVID when people were traveling about, and now he uses it for cars.
That is really interesting. And yes, I can store my husband's for a week. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Absolutely. When we were looking at RV storage, we couldn't find anything under $400 a month just to park. And I get it. It's like it is taking up space and all of that, but there are people who want to get their boat, winterized and put up in their RV, and you could make pretty good money off that. I just need land. There's one problem with this. I just need the land.
And some people that watch us definitely do. They live in the country. They have big pieces of land, and if you don't care, look, that could be a little, call it like rent money.
Yep. All right. I'm still looking, still poking around over here.
Another thing that is out there is, I think it is called Turo, Turo.
Yeah.
That same gentleman that uses the neighbor.com for renting space for cars, he also additionally does Turo. And he and his son, and I thought this was such an interesting business model, he and his son rented out a car that they had. They just had, a third extra car. And so they rented out a car. And now he actually has a fleet of cars that they have slowly bought over the last few years. I believe he said he had 12. And so by renting out his car, it more than covers the car payment on the car. It has paid off already half of the cars and the insurance.
Did he buy them new or buys?
I didn't ask if they were new or not new. Let me see if I can. Here, I got
the website up.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, Turo. So that is something else that could be a side hustle for you. Certainly there's legalities in there as far as insurance goes, but you can start like a little car rental business. So um, I thought that was really, really cool.
Huh. I've never heard of this. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can become a host.
Yeah. So, sometimes we hear about these things, but since I actually spoke to a gentleman who is actually doing this, and this is how he and his son collectively together make their living, I found it fascinating and wanted to be able to share. So, these are true and real opportunities. Other opportunities for you, since you're already a professional shopper, is doing shopping for people. And you can do the deliveries like the Uber Eats. There is Grubhub. There is Spark Drivers. Spark Drivers are the ones that go to Amazon, I mean, to Walmart and pick up the Walmart orders and deliver them. Um, you can do this in conjunction with sourcing for Amazon. I know Nate, who's in the chat, he did this a couple of years ago. His wife would be home listing eBay orders, and he might do a couple of food deliveries and pick up at places like Costco. Costco usually, I think, pays the better orders. Sometimes they would do that together. I tried it for one full week as an experiment a few years back. And I remember I shared it on YouTube on our show to tell everybody what I made. And my husband and I drove around together for 1 week, and we did it for, I think it was 2 to 3 hours a day for 5 days a week, just for funsies, just to see what could you make. And the math equated out to, with the money we got versus time we spent, $17 an hour. So that certainly is not enough to live off of. But if you had 2 or 3 hours that you felt like you're willing to kill, either one day a week or 5 days a week, just to throw a few extra bucks in your pocket, cool. And what we did is we mixed it up. So if we picked up an order at, Chili's restaurant and delivered it to somebody in that area, we were already shopping at the TJ Maxx. And then we turned on our phone saying that we were available for pickups. Well, Chili's was in the parking lot. So when we were done at TJ Maxx, we ran over to Chili's, got the food, dropped it off. Wherever we were at those people's house, we'd find the next shopping center and do the same. So I had to keep a notebook in my car because the time we were out was more than 2 to 3 hours. So I had to track just the time that we were actually doing the delivery. But we were out shopping and doing delivery. For me, it really wasn't for me, but I wanted to see, well, what is it like? And, what could I make? And I've always kept those accounts active on my phone. So I am still approved for the Uber Eats and what is the grocery pickup one? Is that still
Instacart?
Instacart? Yes, Instacart. So we did the Uber Eats and we were doing Instacart. We were doing those two. And I still keep those active because I think it's 6 months, they want me to update that my auto insurance is still that. And I update it all the time because I don't want to lose those accounts, because it's just like, you just never know. Like, maybe I want to do that again. So I've had it active for several years now, but yet I only ever did it for 1 week.
And I got to check and see if mine's active, but I did Instacart too, right when COVID was around. And that's absolutely a good fallback. It's nice going to bed knowing that if I needed to get work tomorrow, I could instantly do Instacart, and they pay out weekly. So, I mean, when you have a crisis, whether it's you have an unexpected medical bill, you lose your job, your Amazon account gets shut down, whatever the case may be, to be able to pick up some work and get some money coming in on the next week to pay your bills so that the lights don't get turned off. That is a really good feeling when you go to bed and you know that you can do that. That's a good confidence builder. So I've been trying to get, the same thing kind of that you were talking about is, if you constantly are driving up or down or doing treks, you can do that. Say, get a delivery in one place and do it on your way home. I know some people that turn it on their way, they get off work and they have a 30-minute commute wherever. And so they'll turn on their Uber driver or whatnot, pick up a passenger, and now they got carpool and they're getting paid for it. So that's kind of fun. All right, I found a bad bundle finally. Took me a little bit.
Okay.
We've got Lifesaver, which is clearly not under the brand Holiday Candy Gifts. So this one is one that I would not get on. $26, and these I can usually find on sale at the beginning of at the grocery store. Right when you walk in, I'll see displays with these Lifesavers. I've bought and sold these ones on and off over the years, but they're going for $26. So
I feel like these cost almost $5 a piece now at Walmart. I could be wrong because I haven't been out trying to source bundles.
That was like 2 for $5, so this would be like a $10 set.
It's been a long time since I bought those. I don't even remember.
But whatever. Even if it was profitable, and sometimes with these types of things, you got to keep in mind when you're out shopping for Q4, there is extra discounts if you buy so much. Fred Meyer's doing the turkey right now, so if you need a turkey, $100. I saw that yesterday. $100 groceries, you can get a free turkey.
What does the food app? What's that food app called again? That you scan your receipts?
Oh, I do Receipt Hog. Hold on. I just was on them yesterday because I scanned my thing. I have them all grouped in a little doodad. Fetch, Pogo, Receipt Hog, Receipt Pal. I have Ibotta, but I don't really do
it. That's the one. Ibotta used to always give you like free stuff for things. It would be absolutely free. Last year they weren't as generous as they usually have been, but I wondered if Ibotta had the deals because you could get the free turkey, like a free can of cranberries.
So let's say if this was profitable and you were like, oh, okay, I could pick this up and my grocery bill in there already getting groceries and my bill is $80, but if I get it to 100, then I can get a free turkey. I'm going to add these things in, resell them, get my free turkey, get all the discounts. Fred Meyer does a lot. I scored so much when they had, it was like 20% off or $20 back if you spent 100, $30 back if you spent 150. I was doing the toy stuff and just cleaning house with those sales last year.
I do want to show something because I was curious about the Lifesavers, and I just looked. I think they're $3 right now on Walmart. But for those of you who sell on Walmart, you are allowed right now to sell bundles on Walmart. There are no restrictions. So taking those same bundles that you've always done on Amazon. So here it is from Walmart, $3. But here is a bundle of Lifesavers selling on Walmart for $19.99. And it looks like here's a different bundle on Walmart. So some of these things, and here goes this one on Walmart.
27 or 26 over here. But see, that's buy them for 3 and 3, 6, 9, 12, sell for 26. You're probably making $5 a bundle right there.
Yeah, but that's great because for those who are also selling on Walmart, now you can consider buying from Walmart and then selling them as a bundle back on Walmart.
Ooh, I don't know if that okay with.
That is allowed. It is allowable.
Are you allowed to? You can't do your Walmart Plus though, right? Same thing with Prime.
I believe that is true. So you could go into Walmart stores and buy them.
Yes. Yes, that is. I'm going to guess that's in their TOS stuff.
I feel like that. I do feel like that is. I want to say somebody had mentioned it could definitely get you shut down for your Walmart selling account if you use your Walmart Plus account to buy stuff, have it delivered to you, and then do it. So, but what I wondered, I wouldn't try to risk it, but what I wondered is because I think somebody got in trouble, but they were using the same email address for their Walmart Plus account as they were their their Walmart selling account. Mm-hmm. So if they're separate, like your personal and your business emails, but I feel like your address is still the same. So that's why I definitely wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, it's going to be linked somewhere in there. Definitely. All right. Make sure to always check the expiration dates.
That ain't that the truth. Usually candy has a long shelf life, so that part is good. Hard candies, things like that, their shelf life is usually for a couple of years. Same with a lot of sauces, like when you're thinking, sweet and sour sauce, those types of things, salad dressings have definitely longer shelf lives than other food products is definitely shorter.
Happy Friday, April, and just a quick shout out. Hi, Nate. Nice to see you in the chat. Casey, always good to see you. And Nicole, nice to see you in there as well. So I did find a good bundle that might be worth watching. And to watch it, typically what I'll do, like if I had this, I'd add it to my cart. So it's in there. But you can also add it to list within Amazon. So I would add this to a list and maybe call it my Walmart list or my Walgreens list or by store or candy or however you want to do it. Maybe have a toy list, have a candy list, and add these into those wish lists. So that way you can pull up the current listing to see what the going rate is. Now, I got in trouble with a candy listing like this a few years back because I did not calculate enough weight into it. And somebody bought, I want to say like 12 of them because they were going to score on the shipping part. And I got screwed on the shipping part because I didn't have the right template for my shipping set up. Because I was putting them in like a flat rate mailer, something like that. And I'm like, oh, it's good. And then they bought 12. I'm like, oh man, now it's going to cost me $20 in shipping. And
yes,
it was not.
I made those errors at Christmas time as well. So when you bringing up that point, when you go in and edit your shipping template, you can have your base rate, and then there's that additional box where you can add and 60 more cents a pound or $1 a pound. You can add that additional fee. So that way, when somebody buys the one thing, like Lucy said, say that package of candy, which could be in a flat rate mailer for close to $8, but then they go buying 10 sets of it. Good Lord, that can get pricey.
Yeah. April's got a question on fixing missing nodes again. I'm going to guess you're talking about indexing. So for when I'm looking at a client's stuff or even myself stuff to see if it's missing or not, you're going to take the ASIN. Let's see if we can do that. I'll just grab this ASIN and then Okay. So if we just go to Amazon, punch in the ASIN, if it shows up, see how it shows up right there? That's good. Your ASIN is indexed. It's searchable. Yeah, if it's not coming up, then your browse nodes are missing. You need to go in and edit the item. And when you edit the item, it's going to have like what category it's under. And that is the part that's messed up. You can try editing first. If editing doesn't work, then you can try a flat file. If flat file doesn't work, then you need to delete, wait 24 hours, relist, and get that to be fixed. Amazon Seller Help is going to direct you to do those. They usually will not fix it for you because they suck.
Oh, and there was other news I wanted to share is that Amazon just launched their Amazon Haul. That one that's supposed to be competition rival to Temu and Shein.
What was it called?
It's called Amazon Haul, HAUL.
Yes. Okay.
And it is in beta for the US. I believe they have an app. So I don't know if we can find it online. It's supposed to be an app, I believe, in our app stores, but it's called Amazon Haul.
Mobile only experience. Okay, you can scan the QR code. Okay, so
yes.
Jesus, like I need another freaking app on my phone. All right, can everybody do that? Is everybody got it? Take a screenshot, or just type in Amazon Haul in the search bar. All right, so I do have it up. I cannot share very well. Let's see if that will work. I hope I'm not showing anything. Okay, it's a necklace. It's like, don't want to get any wicked trouble. So yeah, it's Temu for Amazon. They've got cheap gadgets. 8-pack of adhesive hooks for $1.59. Jump rope for $5. Cute 14-karat gold-plated sterling earrings, $3.69. Christmas towels, $7.99. Yep, it is a straight Temu onto or Shein onto here. Ooh, I just had an eBay sale. Nice. But there you go. And then what do you have to have? You have to have $25. And then it takes, what did they say? It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks or something? Do you remember the delivery time? I'm going to bring it up. Okay, we'll find it. We'll find it. I'm clicking.
And while you're looking that up, I do also want to tell people that DSW shoes, if any of you like to source their clearance section or even just go there to shop, they do have a coupon code that you get. I think you can use it in store. You get $30 off a $49 purchase. So I thought that was a pretty good coupon. And Macy's early Black Friday deals are live. If any of you haven't looked, and JCPenney's is also offering a $10 off a $10 order. So I thought that was also a really good, Bolos that I had found.
I cannot find the shipping time on this one, so I have to play around with that and get back to you. I want to say it was 7 to 10 days, but I could be wrong on the shipping time from the article I read like a week ago. All right.
Remember when you were here and I had those vintage tablecloths that I was
talking about? Oh,
I have already sold all of them.
You've sold all of them?
Mm-hmm. And so I had these vintage tablecloths that I didn't pay for them. I got them for free. And they were from probably the 60s, maybe early 70s. So think of like those big Brady, when you think of like the Brady Bunch, those big flower patterns, very hippie looking. And these tablecloths, all but one had stains on them. Now, could they have been removed? If you're somebody who's super patient with some OxyClean, maybe not. But, visible stains. I disclosed that in my listing. I took really good photos of the stains, and I thought they're still vintage, and the patterns on there are super cool. So I'm going to list them anyway. And I listed them on Etsy, and I sold all of them. And the reason I share this is that normally I would have never listed them, and I've been like, oh, that sucks. These have stains, I'll never sell them, and I would have donated them. But I had been watching some YouTubers recently that sell even clothing that have rips and tears and holes. It's almost like the dirtier and the grungier it is, people want it. And I'm guessing maybe it's fashion for the younger people. I don't know. But as example, if you have an old Carhartt coat, specifically the brand Carhartt, even the pants, if they are tore up and dirty, even if there's black like tar stain on it, they will sell. And so I thought, you know what? If clothing will sell with stains, I'm going to list these tablecloths. And I sold all of them. So do not necessarily pass up listing things with stains. I can tell you they sold. I got good reviews, and here we are.
And I love things like that. So just FYI, Linda is an expert at vintage clothing and getting stains out. So you could always ask her to get stains out for you. Just FYI, you have an expert in your midst.
Okay, cool.
So where was I going? Oh yeah, I bought some tablecloths off of Temu. They were horrible. They were just, the quality was garbage. So I wound up donating them all at the end of the season here. And I was like, that's it. I know I'm in the looks for good, like quality tablecloths. And it's hard to find. My grocery store, Fred Meyer's around me, they have tablecloths and they want $20-$30 for them. And they're not like really good quality.
Right. And these vintage ones I sold were in fabulous quality. And my husband and I, we were talking about this yesterday when we were out sourcing. Mm-hmm. And these were the things that I had on my mind is I have friends, reseller friends that I do YouTube with on my Walmart Wednesday show that live in other states. And just, friends that we all have in Facebook. Oh, I'm going to XYZ store. Oh, I don't have that in my city, right? I struggle with where I live not having a lot of these stores that are regional stores for other people. And we don't really have any specific regional stores to my area. But what we have had is a lot of stores closing in recent years. It started off, I feel like it was with Toys R Us, and then we had Babies R Us, follow right behind it. And now we are recently this year losing Big Lots. We lost last year, was it? When we lost.
Big Lots is done.
Yeah, Big Lots is done. Home Goods. Was it Home Goods that? what was it? Not Home Goods. What's this store? Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah,
Um,
Bed Bath & Beyond went
even
down.
though they're online, those stores have closed. Like in the last 5 years, we have lost so many stores. But what's not happening is chains and stores replacing them, right? So it's not like we're losing stores. Oh, this new, company brand of store has popped up. It's just stores outright closing down.
Because the online has replaced them.
Okay. Now, this was where our conversation went.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're buying it online. You sell online, I sell online. But where are we getting our inventory from?
Manufacturers and distributors.
And most of us are getting them from these stores
Yes.
stores that are closing down. So without these stores for us to source out, now where are our options to getting inventory at? So yeah, we'll still have the Walmarts and the Targets, but with all the resellers that are out there in reseller land buying things from big box stores, Target and Walmart cannot support all of us, right? And we're all going to be selling just those select things in those stores. So where do we get our inventory?
Yeah.
And this is where eBay comes in. I don't see thrift stores going out of business. So this is just another reason for me to love eBay, another reason for me to love the thrift stores. And talking about tablecloth quality. I was in the thrift store yesterday. We went to a mixture of stores, Ross's, Goodwill, we were everywhere. I found for myself a vintage bathrobe that was in excellent condition because it was made of material and quality that I wanted that I cannot get anymore in stores because we don't have good things like we once used to have in this nation in regards to clothing. So I love eBay in a mix with our income in addition to Amazon because for me, a lot of stores that I loved sourcing at are gone. They're just gone and nothing is coming back to replace them. And now that leaves me with getting things continually from my wholesalers that are here still in the US. But are these wholesalers now going to have a lot more resellers coming for them because a lot of their supply chains are being shut down? Or in order to list these listings on Amazon, they need letters of authorization, whatever the reason is. There's just a lot of changes going on in our e-commerce world that we live in. And how are we all rolling forward with that? And then, of course, we still always have manufacturers that we can source from in China. And then there, of course, we take the risks of the tariffs and import fees and them copying our design. And now our design being sold by a lot of other resellers too. So everything has its good and its bad, but it just gave us food for thought for conversation yesterday.
Did you get the email about Mexico taxes, import things?
I did. So if tariffs are passed in the way that our new president will want to pass them, if that can actually happen, importing from China will be very expensive, but it will be less expensive from other countries.
Okay. I remember getting an email maybe 2 weeks ago about the tariffs increasing in Mexico stuff because Mexico is kind of the new place to source.
Yes.
So
there are a lot of factories there.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. All right. What other ways can we make money, Tina?
I was going to say, besides the way I've already shared with you about renting your car, renting out your property for storage, being delivery drivers for all the different platforms that are out there, selling on eBay, which we all know. You can also then get cross-listers, which everybody knows about those too. It's not nothing new, but sometimes you just need to hear it again. So you then can invest in the cross-listing tool of your choice. And you can now cross-list your things onto Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, any of the other platforms that you would like to on Etsy. If you are someone who is crafty or you want to create PDF files. If you want to create even spreadsheets, you can also sell things like that on Etsy. You can still continue to make your own designs and sell your images on Merch by Amazon. You can still do the books, the KDP. What I like about those platforms is your income is just royalty income. You make your design once, you create your book just once, and get the listing made, and then it's on there forever. And then there's no inventory. There's no having to remake that book or purchase that inventory or put in a reprint order or import it from China. You're just selling your design. So I would really like, after Q4 is over, I personally want to get back into making some more KDP books and making some merch t-shirt designs, because it's been years since I've done it, and I do still get small royalty income checks from the designs and things that I did years ago. I mean, prior to COVID, and I'm still getting, I still make money on them to this day, and I forget about it until I get a deposit in my account. I'm like, oh yeah. I made things like phone books, that you could have printed out. I've done journals. My background is working in a hair salon, so I have made different hair salon books on KDP for people to book their appointments on. You could do appointment books and make your cover geared for a real estate agent, a maid cleaning service. Your books don't have to be like I authored some romance novel. Books can be anything that is a book.
Call it wicked.
Right? It can be a composition book. It can be a blank journal. It can be, a daily where we input in our calories and what exercises we did today, like a weight loss journal. Your KDP books can be a variety of things. It can be letters that you let AI help, or images that you let AI help you create. They can be coloring books. So there's lots of possibilities if you feel that you have a creative thought. Because what's different now than from years ago when I was making them is now Canva is much more advanced to help you design them. Additionally, we now have AI to help us. So you can get the paid version of AI and input your vision, your idea, your dream, and have AI help you create these things, these layouts. I think now you can make these books and t-shirt images so much faster. And another income stream would be TikTok. So people are either pro or against TikTok, wherever it is that you stand with it. But if you are not one of the people that is against TikTok, you can take what is your private label item that you're already selling on Amazon, or if it ends up being your merch shirt or your KDP book, you can make a video about it. You can make a video about it on TikTok, talking about it, wearing your t-shirt. Look how cool this is. Look at my great diet journal. I've lost 85 pounds using my journal. I mean, you can tell your story on social media. And TikTok, as well as Instagram, has buyable links. You can create a clickable link that takes them to your Amazon listing, where they can buy the thing that you are making your video about. If you don't want to make videos, have your kids do it, your friend do it, the teenager down the street. Reach out to other TikTok or Instagram influencers that are doing videos currently on the very topic of your item, and see if they would be willing, in exchange for you sending them free merchandise, making videos for you. So there are so many ways that we can reach out and branch out and possibly make income.
My PL product is rated X. Can it go on TikTok? Ooh.
I'm not sure about that, and I know what your product is. So because I deal with another client who also has what would be considered an X-rated item. So while they're not quite adult toys per se, they would still follow under an X-rated category. But I would think that there has to be a platform where you can do items that would be of adult nature, if you will. So I'll definitely look into that, because that's such a great question.
So currently no, but there will be an adults only content option. But Short, probably not. I would not do that.
For those who have Cricut machines and do like your own cup designs, right? We have a Cricut machine. We don't have the one that does the cups, but my husband has made lots of t-shirts. We've listed them. You can, make your tumbler cups. We've bought items from not wholesalers, but what would you call it when we go to ASD, like the closeout merchandise? So I have had closeout suppliers that I've bought all of their plush from. So I bought all of these Peeps plush one year, the little Peep bunnies, the little plush dolls, and I got them, I don't know, like $1. So I have made listings for them where I will put your child's name on it for you to put it in your Easter basket. And I have sold those on Etsy. So all I did was put the picture of the different colors of Peeps bunnies I had. I put names on a couple of them as just an example. And I made listings on Etsy advertising that you could buy the Peep bunny and that I would put your child's name on it. And so I got several orders doing that. I've done Easter baskets on Etsy where I would go to the 99-cent store, which is another store in my city that all closed down. I would go to the 99-cent store and they had these fabric Easter buckets, which were really, really cute. And since it was fabric, it was easy to put child's names on them. So I made a couple different Easter baskets that I put on Etsy that had the child's name and it said, my first Easter. Some of them was just the child's name. And this basket had floppy bunny ears. So I could put the name like on an ear, my first Easter over here, or the year. It could be Lucy 2025 or 2024. It's whatever they wanted. And so we did several fabric Easter bunny baskets. The baskets cost me $1. And then to do the vinyl on the Etsy was cents. I mean, that vinyl goes a long way. And we were selling those little buckets, I think for $15.99 on Etsy. So just be creative. And if you are creative, use those skills.
So I was just going to add to kind of wrap up things. In my neighborhood, we've got a lot of creative people, and there has been people that I'm in the neighborhood groups, but people that have offered and looking for, so both sides looking for and offering pet sitting, house sitting, hanging up Christmas lights, decoration, shopping. So, if you wanted to put out there in your neighborhood that I will go and get something from the stores for you, I could see that being appealing to parents that can't really get out and need a bike purchased or whatever toy purchased. Baking. We have a couple bakers in our neighborhood. One does lumpia, which is my favorite. So I could eat a lot of lumpia, but she does that. So she'll do big batches, doing big batches, 3 kinds. We've got pork, beef, whatever this weekend. Tell me how many you want. And they will do that. Same with the lady just down the street over. Her son went to school with my daughter. She does pretzels. So we're trying not to buy from her, but she does these amazing, really big salted pretzels with a beer cheese. Oh my gosh, they're so good. But we're trying to stay away from her. My husband's like, you need to not be friends with her because he's trying to lose weight. And she does nothing but sweets. So we've got a lot of, trades going on in the neighborhood, which is fun. And it's a good way to make a little extra money, baking cookies for people or an extra cake.
Especially at this time of year, right? Like at this time of year, everybody's buying stuff. We do family game night once a month. And last year, I didn't do the shirts. I talked about it. So maybe I will this year. Like that is something that I thought about making for my own family as a gift, was giving everybody like, a game night shirt and then having, maybe the prize shirt that says, game night champion, that whoever won that family game night can wear that shirt or whatever. But there are going to be other families that also do game night. So maybe you can make that shirt for your own family, but go ahead and use your shirt that you made for yourself as your image for your Etsy listing. And then a place that you can buy the shirts at really cheap to put your design on from your Cricut is at, what is the name of that craft store?
Michael's.
No.
Joann's.
No. well, maybe there. I haven't gone in there. We buy ours.
Hobby Lobby?
Is it Hobby Lobby? I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
Hobby Lobby.
I
Yeah.
don't shop Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, so I think it was Hobby Lobby that we've been getting. I have to visually think of the store. It's on Rainbow. It's like I know where it is. I have to visualize it. But yes, it's Hobby Lobby. We usually get them in there for $3 to $5 a shirt. So and it has like all the colors, all the sizes. They're always in stock. So yeah, that's something fun. And before we go, I want to point out that Nate did share that Mercari is having problems now. So look for changes coming because the CEO has resigned.
Yes, I looked it up, confirmed a new CEO has been directed. The share prices are holding, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, there was something with their shipping. I got an email a week or two ago. I didn't really read it because I don't do Mercari much, but they did something with their shipping. Yeah, Mercari's having trouble. And I tell you, both Mercari and Poshmark, I see them having trouble when we have things like the Temu and the Amazon Temu. Because really, why would I go to Poshmark and buy a used shirt in the $10 range when I can go to Amazon Temu and buy a new shirt in the $10 range? It comes down to quality and brand name. So unless if you are brand orientated, and a lot of people are just not these days.
Yeah, and see, I'm the other person. I'm the one that I've never bought anything on Temu. I have no desire to shop on Temu. I would go to eBay first. So there are people like me. So I prefer the quality, even if it's used, over like crappy Temu stuff. I hate the feel of like those kind of fat. I just don't like it.
Depends on what it is.
That true, but I've never bought anything on Temu. I have no desire to.
You will become
Never once.
Like I did not like the tablecloths that I got, but if I'd been buying the tablecloths for a wedding or a singular event, there's no way that I could buy 10 tablecloths on Amazon or eBay or whatever to match and have that kind of thing. So, that's where, what are you purchasing it for? If I'm putting together a company party or a wedding or some sort of event, getting 10 tablecloths, table runners, chair covers, utensils, whatever, something that's disposable, Temu is the go-to because it's a little bit better than the Dollar Tree, but you can still get massive quantity, more than one quantity. And that's the problem I had going and shopping at the Targets and stuff. You can't get 10 tablecloths at Target if you had an event to go to. You're looking at a rental place or, a Dollar Tree type of store.
Yeah. And Casey, like, how could I forget Whatnot? Probably because I have a love-hate relationship with it. But
I have not been on Whatnot.
Huge. I can't believe I forgot Whatnot. What is wrong with me? And of course, one of my very good friends does Whatnot and makes great money at Whatnot. So I cannot believe I forgot that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for reminding me.
I still have not been on Whatnot. I don't.
You haven't?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I like it. I've gone on and watched some shows, and so I really like the idea of it. The reason why I have a love-hate relationship with it is I made an account, I was ready to do the show, and I got scared. Like I thought, because I hadn't done one before, for one, I shouldn't have been scared because no one's going to watch me because I'm new, right? And so I thought, oh no, how am I going to know who bought what? How am I going to know to ship? How do I know when it ends and who? Because I've not done it, it scares me to death to try it. So my goal next year is to try Whatnot. And one thing I like about Whatnot is the lower fees. I like that you can build your own little community and following, and you can keep listings on Whatnot just like you do eBay and Amazon. So you can have people shop your Whatnot store, and then you can go and do your lives. And I wish our bins were friendly for you being on your phone, but they don't allow you to film or do anything because there is a girl in another state that I love watching her on Whatnot, and she's so fun and charismatic, but she can go live from her bins. So she does $5 starts, and the bins are weigh and pay. So most bins are roughly $2 a pound. So her starts are at $5. So she's going to make at least $1, right, off of everything. She's from the bins. It's so genius because she's selling it before she's bought it. So she can lift up the thing. I got scissors here. She can be like, oh, these scissors, blah, blah, blah about the scissors. Somebody bought it. Boop, put it in my cart. So it's like I'm selling things before I bought it. And then I go home and ship my orders. Genius. Absolutely genius.
I like it. I think there's potential there. Casey's saying it's the next QVC.
Yeah. And she's right. You get to know the host and like the way they talk, and you get invested emotionally like YouTube. And I agree, because now these people become your friends. I think having a niche is the way to go, right? Okay. So if you are somebody who just sells baseball cards and football, because you want to build the audience, like, oh, this is my guy for cards. Hopefully they've got this card. If you are selling antiques, collectibles, jewelry, and in this girl's case, she's at the bin, so you could be a clothing reseller. Do you do all clothes, or do you try to just do a particular brand? Like I sell all Old Navy, or do you do plus size clothes? I think trying to narrow down your niche is a better way to go from what I've seen on Whatnot. And yeah, I think it's super cool.
So two thoughts. One, you could do this in the Starbucks and do the Starbucks cups. I'm at Starbucks and I have the cup. Who wants one of these cups? No, I don't. I think Starbucks would get mad at you. But you need to learn how to do this, because when my mom passes, you need to come and Whatnot her whole house. Like that's on your shoulders now that you've talked about this. Because
now you can be like, look, I sell these funny coffee cups. Who want and they're usually like 30-second deal. So you're talking about it 1 minute, 30 seconds. And then some people take breaks. And because you're like Casey says, you have your followers like we do here on YouTube, people in the chat, how I'm addressing Casey right now. The Whatnot person is addressing their person, and they may say, oh, this week, do you have, any Old Navy sweatpants, blue large? And yeah, I do. It'll be coming up, in a couple of items. And so like you're engaged with them, and they like you, so they come back to you. It's really a cool platform. I want to learn how to use it.
You need to. Mm-hmm. I just told you have a job now.
I do.
You'll make money. Give you a cut. All right. As an eBayer, you used to follow Reezy, and he is now selling tons on Whatnot. I've on and off with Reezy. He's a nice guy. I don't have any beef with him. He's I've met him in person too. He's a nice guy. But yeah, him and Wade's venture, who I like Wade too. Wade does storage units. So I don't know what Reezy's selling on Whatnot, but I know Wade is he does and goes and buys the whole storage unit and then parts it out and sells it and all that stuff.
The nurse flipper, I really like her on YouTube. I know she does Whatnot. Quite a few eBayers do Whatnot. And some of these eBayers like her, the nurse flipper, they have huge YouTube channels. I mean, they've got thousands and thousands of people that follow them on YouTube. And some people don't even resell. They just want to shop from them. So yeah, there's definitely an opportunity there, I think, to scale quicker when you're already known. But if you have a niche and you keep at it on Whatnot, you will build a following. So I am aware that is the difference. It can be a slow go when you're new at it.
Yeah. Casey's saying he buys return pallets and sell on Whatnot. I don't know if she's saying just do that or doing that, but either way, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen there's quite a few Whatnot people that do that. They just buy those big pallets of Amazon returns, Target returns, shelf pulls. So their inventory is always changing. We have liquidators here that do Whatnot. So you can go into the liquidation store and buy from them, and you can also buy from them on Whatnot. So that's another model too on there. It's very cool.
I have one near me as well. That's really fun. You can go in. They've gotten really expensive though. And
here too, they're pricey, and you can tell they're pricing them based on eBay prices. So it's okay if you want to be a shopper, but if you want to go there and flip it, they already have it priced at what you need to sell it for. So that's my experience in my city for the bin, for those type of pallet stores. I've yet to find one that is like, oh, this is a honey hole. But I've watched some YouTubers that in their states, their bin stores that sell these Amazon pallets are a great deal for people like us to flip. So again, it's regional and how those stores are where you live.
Yeah. Casey says we're working overtime today. We're having a good time.
Okay, bye.
We have, what is it? We got Finance Friday. I just got to pull my statements today. But what do you got going on this weekend? You got anything good going on?
I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot of calls I've got to get back to after we're done here. And I am probably going to finish. We already are about 70% done with decorating our house for Christmas. And I'm going to go to my son's house to help them do some organizing in their garage.
So I just wanted to share just real quick. I looked in Vegas on that car Turo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna totally rent this Camaro. And
you come out here.
Yeah, I got
than renting it from the auto places. So
because I'll be down in June when my son graduates and turns 21. So
very fun.
To Vegas for 21. So that'll be fun. I'll rent from this place. All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Everybody have a great weekend.
Bye.